Good morning, everybody. You are currently listening to a Tall Girls podcast hosted by a tall girl named India. I hope you guys had an amazing holiday weekend last week. That is, if you celebrated, because I know some people celebrate it earlier than others, and I know some people just don't celebrate at all. But if you did celebrate it and you did enjoy it, I enjoyed mine too, for the most part, I can say. Little mini story time. I don't know, but I just came from a birthday party yesterday and it was pretty chill. I just thought, yeah, I'm just gonna go and get some free cake. I'm gonna hang out with some family members that I haven't seen in a while. It's gonna be fun and all that good stuff. But one of them, of course, it's always the older ones that like to make fun of you, that like to say, oh my God, you've grown so much since the last time I've seen you. It's always one of those types of family members. But one of them literally said nothing else to me besides comments about my height. Not even a, hey, how are you? How's it going? Blah, blah, blah. Like, the first thing this man said to me was a comment about my height. Like, he just kept saying things like, every time I see you, you just end up 1 inch taller, 2 inches taller. Mind you, I hadn't seen this man in like 9 years, since I was 10 years old. Obviously, I'm gonna grow. Any kid at that age is going to get taller over time. So when you see them when they're 19 years old, yeah, they're going to be taller. But he also says things like, oh, I wish I had your height, or why are you stunting on me with your height? I'm so short next to you. And of course, this man asked, do you play any kinds of sports like basketball or anything? Oh my gosh. And he has known me since I was like a little kid. And he saw me, the last time he saw me before yesterday, that was the time I was still playing basketball. And literally everybody in my family knew that I played basketball. Yet this man asked me, do you play any sports? The literal nerve. But you know what? Since he just seemed like he didn't remember, I literally just, I guess, I don't want to say lied, but I was like, no, I don't play any sports. None. And then I guess I was so annoyed because I literally said, it's crazy how not every tall person plays sports, right? He was like, yeah. And then he goes on to speak about his life story of how he was trying to become a gymnast. And I'm like, listen, if you're a gymnast, kudos to you, but I could never be a gymnast, especially me being tall. Well, usually, I think the tallest woman gymnast is probably like 5'8". I don't think gymnasts are meant to be tall with all the flipping and stuff they do in the air. I don't know, but hey, it's family, right? You gotta love them or leave them, right? I don't know, but anyways, I'm not going to stray away too much from the actual topic of this episode, which you can probably tell by the title, but I'm going to be talking about the tall women section. Yes, the tall women section. A little tall women fashion episode today. So I was actually going to do an episode on tips for online shopping for tall women because this is the season for it. Black Friday just passed. The time I'm recording this, it's Cyber Monday, and we're heading into the Christmas season, so we're going to be ordering Christmas presents from other people and ourselves. So I was going to give some tips on that, but I saw this post on Instagram. So I'm going to do that episode next week, but I saw this post on Instagram. By the way, if you don't follow me on there, you really should, at A Tall Girls Podcast, all on Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest. Stay up to date with some daily tall girl content, but there'll also be links below. But there was this post that I saw of some girl. She was doing some online shopping, yada, 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 stuff we all love doing. And she was looking for clothes in the tall women section. And she was showing that she was struggling to find pants because all of the models were 5'8", and the longest inseam that she could find was 32 inches, like a 32-inch inseam. And I saw this post and I was like, well, if it ain't the truth, I'm telling you, if it ain't the truth. Because most models on these sites are often 5'6" or 5'7" to cater to average height women, which makes sense because a majority of the women are around that height. So yes, it makes sense to have a lot of models for these online stores that height, so that you can cater to the masses and you can get a lot of money from them. But if you're going to have a tall women section and have these women that model for them for these sections an inch or two taller, like 5'8", 5'9", how does that work? That makes absolutely no sense to me. I don't know, it can make sense to you, but it doesn't make sense to me. Like, do you understand the definition of a tall girl? Now, I've had my fair share of these sites, like ASOS Tall, Boohoo Tall, Misguided Tall. We're not going to talk about Misguided Tall, but I've been there looking for pants, especially jeans, because I'm absolutely obsessed with jeans. And jeans can honestly really tell you about a brand. And my problem with these sites, especially looking for jeans, are yes, the height of the models, but also the sizing. So I'm going to start with the height of the models. Like, a lot of times these models aren't even 6 feet tall. For the most part, especially Misguided, these models are like 5'8", 5'9" max. I've seen my fair share of 5'10", 5'11s though, but usually on average 5'8" or 5'9". And it doesn't make sense to me, because how are you having a tall women's section and you don't even have models that are 6 feet or over? A lot of tall women are 6 feet over. I don't know if that really registers in their brains. And that's honestly sickening. Like, I understand, like I said before, you're trying to relate to the masses. But think of how much extra money you can honestly make from tall women. Yes, it's obviously going to be extra money to create the extra length, but us tall women are literally so used to it that we're willing to pay more just so we can have something that reaches our ankles and reaches our wrists and goes past our butts. You would honestly be surprised. And do you know how hard it is to find a 36-inch inseam? 36 inches. It is probably the hardest thing in my life. Like, I think off the top of my head, I've seen a max of a 34-inch inseam, and that was like one time in the tall women's section of Topshop. And that was the only pair of jeans with that inseam. I actually bought those jeans, and no, they did not reach my ankle still. And I was so disappointed because I was like, maybe, just maybe, it would fit, and it didn't even reach my ankle. Yep, that was the day I was like, yeah, I'm officially a 36-inch inseam. But I am on the shorter side of the tall spectrum, and it didn't even fit me. So imagine the ones that are on the taller side, the ones that are 6'4", 6'5", 6'6". And I don't understand how they classify those as the tall section of the website. I mean, yeah, that's probably why a lot of the tall women, like 6'5", 6'6", get their clothes custom made. But come on, at least 6'1", 6'2", 6'3". That's at least a little bit more common, in my opinion. And I'm also want to talk about the sizing, especially ASOS Tall. I am not throwing hate. I should say that as a disclaimer. I am not here to throw hate at any brands whatsoever. I am just stating my opinion and my opinion only. Everybody else can have different opinions. If you have a different opinion, of course, let me know. But this is just my opinion, not throwing hate or shade. I'm not telling you to not shop at these places, but I'm just telling you my experience. But the sizing is so weird, especially at ASOS Tall, because I think that they believe that the taller we are, the thinner we are. And I get it, okay? tall people generally have their weight distributed more evenly and may appear thinner to some people, I guess, the taller you are, but we still have organs, we still have ribs. And some pairs of tall jeans, tall pants, whatever, I can't even fully button. And if I actually do get it to button, I can't breathe. I don't understand why they make the waist so tight. That's not how it works. People have genuine real bodies, and I honestly think this is all women's clothes in general. Women have genuine real bodies. Stop trying to create the hourglass figure type thing. Even in tall women, these types of pants that try to squeeze you in at the waist, they exist. And even me, I am on the slimmer side. A lot of people call me skinny. A lot of people make fun of me because they call me skinny. And the fact that they can't even fit me, because I genuinely believe that I'm a healthy weight for my height and my age. I am healthy, and the fact that they can't even fit me, like I can't even button it, I'm sorry. I don't know if you could tell that I'm getting mad right now. But all in all, in my opinion, tall women's sections can honestly do better because I don't believe that they're tall friendly. And like I said before, I'm going to give some tips on how to shop online if you're a tall girl, because not everything in the tall women's section is bad. I'm just saying that if you see a site that has models that are 5'8", 5'9" only, I don't know if you should stay there too long. And if you see any reviews or any comments about the pants and that they're saying that the fitting is weird, trust me, they are. I have my experience in those. But this is probably just a precursor, just an introduction to next week's episode on tips for shopping online if you are a tall girl. So hit me up on my socials. Let me know what you think of the tall women section. Do you agree with me that it's not necessarily tall friendly, or do you think that it's good? Like, do you have good experiences, and do you think they actually do cater to tall women? So hit me up on my socials at A Tall Girls Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest. And thank you so much for all the love. On my previous episode, the Thanksgiving message for tall women, I was pleasantly surprised to see the amount of downloads over the weekend, and I just want to say thank you so much for all your support, and thank you so much for listening this far into this episode. I really do appreciate it, and I will catch you in the next episode. Good night and goodbye.